morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful, beautiful, little lovelies out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you most deliciously. So what's the time, Mr. Wolsey? It's nearly 1 p.m. In our old England on this 26th of July 2026, my delicious babies. And you know, the sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. Although it is a lot windier today, very dark sky, and it's been trying to rain. And it did rain last night or the early hours of the morning. I do not know because I was in my cot. Old fashioned Irish saying, my delicious babies, fast asleep in my cot, okay? All I notice is that when I woke up, it did look like it'd been raining. Okay, my delicious babies, anyway. So, what have I got for you today? Okay. Now then, there's a bit of a mixture going on again. Okay, my delicious babies, because I do like to mix it up. Okay, my delicious babies. You know, maybe something that's, you know, maybe not being in the news as much, or maybe there's not enough information or something, you know what I mean? So, right, okay, no, I won't get to that one first. I will, oh yeah, this one here, my delicious babies, this upload, all on YouTube, by the way, my delicious babies, okay, happens to have 72,000 subscribers, my delicious babies. The uploader is called, and with anybody not in that way, capital R, Ryan, space, capital O, Otis. Okay, my delicious babies, I'll spell that for you, Otis. Ryan space Otis. Okay, my delicious babies. The video should read, it's just about over 30 minutes long, so it's not a long video, my delicious babies. I retired in Thailand, now I can't go home. Okay, my delicious babies, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you. I retired in Thailand, now I can't go home. Okay. So, what is this about, my delicious babies? What is this about? So, this is a man who moved to Thailand. He used to be in, what was he in? Oh, the Navy, the Air Force or something. Anyway, my delicious babies, and so he decided to move to Thailand. Okay, my delicious babies, and well, he's gay. Okay, well, anyway, that doesn't matter. But the point is, I'm explaining about the video. Okay, my delicious babies. So, you know, and he explains that, you know, well, I suppose really what he's saying is that he thought it was going to be a different life. Okay, my delicious babies. Well, now he's at that stage, you know, where he wants to come home, my delicious baby. Well, you know, to his, should imagine his native country, my delicious babies. Anyway, so that's that video. Okay, my delicious babies. So yeah, I'll repeat again. There's always a reason why I do what I do. Now, I mean, we're hearing a lot. I have been talking about this on and off for months now. We do hear a lot about, you know, where ones are saying, oh, England's had it, the United Kingdom, whoever named us that. You know, well, basically, you know, we've had it. This is what you hear all over the YouTube, my delicious babies, okay? Well, what do I have to say about this? I have said this for whatever o'clock, okay, my delicious babies, that you could go anywhere in the world, okay? Or, you know, wherever you, your preference would be, you know, to go and live somewhere, you know, whether that be with business or whether it be, you know, you just want to go move out there, okay, my delicious babies. But it doesn't necessarily ever mean that if you move, that you're going to be having a super duper hunky dory tickety boo time all the time, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? But of course, you will see lots of these other videos, you know. I mean, for somebody who's got their own business or they're working out there, then that's a different thing. But if you're just going out there and, you know, to retire or something like this now, then you see what your man here was talking about is that, you know, it could be quite, you know, words to effect, you know, not the exact words, you know, like, I suppose a bit lonely for him and everything as well. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so he knows a bit of the language, but, you know, at the end of the day, well, I just feel as though he's realised, you know, it's not all butterflies and fairies, marvelous little babies, you know what I mean? But as he said himself, you know, when you're looking for love and everything else, well, I've seen a lot of those videos over the weekend, marvelous little babies, you know, these women, bless, you know, and bless that poor man as well, you know, with anybody not in that way, not in that way, but, you know, well, you know, this is what usually happens, isn't it? It's not very often, I should imagine, that you would meet somebody and then it's going to be all butterflies and fairies, you know, you're going to dance and art away forever, you know what I mean? It doesn't usually work like that in the real world. But the videos that I was seeing was to do with these Turkish men. Oh, gosh. I mean, please do not get me wrong. I mean, you know, it shouldn't be what you look like, Mads, Lishtuk babies, but I believe everybody's got a talent and everybody's got a skill. But come on now, Mads, Lishtuk babies. I'm pretty sure that these women there now, then, there we are, they could have done far better than that. Okay, Mads, Lishtuk babies, I just thought, you know what I mean? And of course, you know, these men, they turn out not to be what these women very sadly thought they were. They fall hook, line, and sinker, only to find that their ship has already sunk. You know what I mean? There we are, Mardelishtuk babies. You know what I mean? It's just very sad. It's very tragic. And 9 times out of 10, they've stung these poor women now. There we are for their ching, 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 ching. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's one of those, isn't it, Mardelishtuk babies? You know what I mean? You have to be, I always say to anybody, whoever it may be on this earth, if they're going to go down that route, there we are, be very careful about what they're doing. Okay, because it doesn't always end up, like I just said, butterflies and fairies, dancing and art away for forever and a day. It doesn't work like that. Okay? And this is why I say, you see, do you understand what I mean? So, you know, I just give my view. I'm a woman with a view. Then I shall have there we are, my effing view, and that's my view. You know, try to get to, I would have suggested, get to know somebody first. I mean, but I tell you now, I'm not being wicked or a bitch, I'm just done saying it. I mean, these men, well, put it this way, they weren't exactly an oil painting, you know what I mean, Mardelishtuk babies. I personally cannot see. I'm not one to go for, you know, everybody's different, aren't they? We're all different. If we were the same, life would be boring. But for myself, you know, beauty is also in the eye of the beholder. So it's what, you know, others would find attractive or beautiful in somebody who they like, okay? But I just find it hard to believe how you know, these men got away with what they did. Really, Mardelishtuk babies, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know. I don't know what to say, Mardelishtuk babies, but you've got to be very careful. All it glistens, there we are, is not gold. Okay? But of course, when these women are looking for love, you know what I mean? I mean, you could even say, even if a man wasn't as, let's just say, attractive, but if he looks after you and he treats you like a little princess or puts you on a pedestal, well, you know, there we are, that's worth its weight in gold. I mean, if you happen to find him good looking or attractive and you happen to like his personality and you share things, there we are, in common, You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be every single solitary thing in common, but as you know, as long as you're three quarters of the way there, you're going to live a. There we are. I would have said a happy life, but not in these cases, my delicious little babies with these poor women. Bless. I mean, there's one. I've got to be honest, my delicious little babies. She's only where's she gone? Back to Turkey, and she's done it again with another young one in his 20s or nearly 30, whatever he is. So that one there hasn't learnt a lesson, so I never felt sorry for her at all. Do you know what I mean? At first you feel sorry for you, but when you go back and do it again, you just, you know what I mean? You're a glutton for punishment, isn't it? That's the way I see it. I mean, you've been shafted the first time, then there we are, then shafted the second time. Because that's what's going to, there we are, that's what's going to happen. There'll probably be another YouTube video out, in a couple of years' time. I'm not laughing, mad, little babies, but this is just damn rank, you know, stupidity. We don't like that word, but we have to use it. It's just stupidity. Yeah, do you know what I mean? If you haven't learned the first time, do you see what I'm saying? Okay, there's no hurt for you, is there? That's the way I see it. Anyway, so that's that, my delicious babies. Now, this other one, this is over an hour long. Is it about an hour and 20 minutes long or something? Anyway, this and by the way, these will just be one-offs, okay, my delicious babies, because I do go through me little drill where I advertise, all our little lovelies, not in that way, not in that way, where I advertise all our lovely little lovelies, who I listen to all the time, okay? But sometimes, like I say, I just mix it up a bit and then I, just advertise somebody out the blue. Anyway, you have to fish for videos. They do not come to myself usually. I have to fish for them. Okay, my delicious babies now then. So this one here, my delicious babies, uploader happens to have 21.2 thousand subscribers, my delicious babies. The uploader is called capital J, James and space capital T, True. Okay, my delicious babies. So the uploader is called James True with spaces. The video should read 1090 hyphen how to clone a clone. Okay, my delicious baby. So I'm just going to repeat this again for you. 1090 how to clone a clone. Okay, my delicious baby. So yeah, this is if this is your cup of tea or cup of coffee, my delicious babies. Well, the fact of the matter is, you would enjoy listening to this. Anything to do with cloning, my ears do go bing. You know what I mean, my delicious babies? Because I'm rather interested, there we are, in this particular subject to do with cloning. I remember years ago, my delicious babies, I was talking to somebody about cloning. And they said, "Oh, please don't talk to me anymore about it, Carla." They said, it's just too much for my head. Okay, and my delicious babies, it's just that they said, "Oh, don't want to know, don't want to know." Do you understand that? And I did understand that. They never said it in a horrible way, you know what I mean? It's just, for some in the world, my delicious babies, they just do not want to go down that road. Knowing that this could be done, that could be done. Do you understand what I mean? But for myself, there we are. I happen to have a huge, there we are, interest in this. Okay, my delicious babies. I have said months and months and months and months ago that I do believe, because I've often wondered, you know what I mean? I thought, well, hold on a minute, because it appears to myself that there we are, each of us have got a double. You know what I mean? Well, you've heard me say it before, my delicious babies, anybody who listens to myself regularly, bless. I could be anywhere and they'll say that they're seeing me the other side of the world. You know what I mean? I mean, haven't you noticed, my delicious babies? There we are, because I have. You can have ones who are not even related, and yet somebody could look the dead stamp as if it's somebody's brother, sister, mammy, mum, mum can say it all different ways, my delicious babies, okay? Or dad, father, Papa Bear, daddy. And they look like somebody else there we are, from a completely different family. But they're a dead stamp. You know, it's just an old-fashioned saying, my delicious babies. You know, like what we would say is, okay, not everybody, it's just, you know, I've known this saying for decades. You know, it's like, you know, you've been spat out, you look the double as somebody else. Do you understand what I mean? It's like that. So what my question would be, my delicious babies, sort of looking at this from a, let's just say, a common sense view without my noddle is, well, how can you get somebody from a completely different family altogether, but yet they look the double of another family who they're not related to? I mean, it does make you, there we are, wonder, doesn't it, my delicious babies? That's all I'm saying. You know, it's just another way of looking at life, isn't it? It's just rather odd, isn't it? Anyway, they can have as many copies as myself as a like, but it's not the real thing, is it? You know what I mean? So they can copy to the heart's content, really. But, you know, what you want is, there we are, the original, don't you? My delicious babies, you know, not, you know, copies. But it's just all very interesting. That's what I'm saying, my delicious babies. And anyway, when you see some of the clones misfunction, that's even more. There we are, amusing, my delicious babies, yes. Now then, my delicious babies, so the next one here, so I'm about a quarter of the way through listening to this, my delicious babies, okay? Now, I do know, you know, not in that way, not in that way, I do know your man here. He used to be on another, did he used to be on, I don't know if he used to be on the Sky channel, I'm going back years ago, my delicious, but anyway, so somehow he's on a YouTube, so, you know, he's up to 18.4 thousand subscribers. It's two of them, okay? And they do, they look into these, I suppose, whether it's murder investigations or, you know, something like this. Now then, yeah, so this upload happens to have 18.4 thousand subscribers, and this upload, capital T, this space, capital M, much, space, little writing, is space, capital T, true, capital C, crime. Okay, so this is all spaces. I'll repeat this once again. This much is true crime. I was just about to sing the Spandau Ballet song then, you know, this much is true. Anyway, my delicious babies, now the video should read, and it is nearly 52 minutes long, my delicious babies. Why TikTok star Brooke George has been arrested. Okay, my delicious babies, I'm just going to tick this off and repeat this again. Why TikTok star Brooke George has been arrested. Okay, my delicious babies, now then, what's this about? I think this is about 3 weeks ago that this video was uploaded, my delicious babies. Well, first time I've heard about it, to be honest. Apparently it has been in the mainstream, but there's only a couple of bits apparently listening to this video. So I'm not as quick on the mark with this as what I would usually be. But then, so saying that, there we are, I do listen to other videos. Okay, my delicious babies, so I do not usually go over to this side of the fence, if you know what I mean, okay? Anyway, Ruby, please, baby, please stop that. And thank you. I'm sorry, my delicious babies. What she's doing, it's called nestling. And she keeps, Ruby, she's scratching the surf of my delicious babies, which is very naughty. That's really naughty, Ruby. And you know it's naughty. She knows it's naughty, you know. I love her to my heart, but sometimes she drives everybody flipping bonkers with the barking, you know. And then when she does that, that drives me flipping bonkers. You know, when she does it on my bed, she puts holes in my bedding. Okay, my delicious babies, so that's the reason why I've just politely told her off. Okay, I cannot just continue to let her do it. She's just going to put a hole, like she puts a hole everywhere. If I leave a towel in the bathroom, she'll jump up and grab the towel. Then there's a hole in that. I think I've got two towels where there isn't any holes. Okay, my heart's baby, so there is a reason why I've just done that. Okay, I love her to my heart, but she must be told off politely. You know what I mean? Anyway, my heart's little baby. So she's just been like this since she's been a puppy. Anyway, it doesn't matter what you do, try and get them out of it. Sometimes they never come out of it, do they? They like always stay puppies. Okay, my little babies. Now then, so what's this about? So we're looking at a 23-year-old young woman. Now, apparently she has, according to what I've heard so far, she appears to have, well, are saying allegedly that she's murdered. I don't know if it's somebody who she'd met on Facebook, this man. Um, and then, of course, she went to Dubai apparently the first time, and then she went back again. But anyway, she had a passport confiscated. Well, I've talked about all of this. There we are. Whatever o'clock ago, you should never go to a country and have your passport, there we are, confiscated, okay? Because if that's what the crack is, that should really tell anybody using their noddle now that something, there we are, is very wrong. No country should confiscate somebody's passport, okay? And of course, you know, they talk about these strange parties that go on, you know, sounds to myself like pure dirty filth. But anyway, my delicious little babies. But well, what's happening is now. Well, of course, I mean, if we're looking at it, because you've got two men who are talking on this video, my delicious little babies, right? And what your man there, your other man there was saying, that's the one who I seen years ago to do with the crime series. Okay, my delicious little babies, is that he's saying he's looking at it from, and that's the point that I'm up to. That doesn't mean no. He's looking at it from you know, from how old she is, and if she felt frightened in somewhere. Okay, my delicious babies, which she clearly, there we are, did. Okay, so if you're feeling that, you know, and not only that, was it a one-way ticket or something, a flight ticket? Well, of course, you know, if you're in that situation, I mean, I'm not saying what is right and what is wrong. I'm just explaining about the video, my delicious babies. But if you're in that situation and you are fearing for your life, well, who's to say, you know, what anybody would do? So I'm not inciting anything. I'm just saying, without anybody knowing the full story. So you two men here now are explaining, or trying to, you know, work out as well as explaining, um, you know, from all different angles of this, it seems appalling situation, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? But Dubai is one of those places, isn't it, my delicious little babies? You know, unfortunately, yes. I mean, I suppose you can go for the, I don't know, the glitz and the glamour, but I mean, you know, there's a very, let's just say, a very dark side to it. There we are. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? And some reason it does attract these young influencers, you know, and of course, you know, you've got models who have an interest in going to these places. It's not my kind of place, my delicious babies. I'd never ever want to set foot there. That's no disrespect to anybody else. It's just, it's not for myself. You know what I mean? But some just, for some reason, just walk into these situations very sadly. But anyway, I shall see if I can follow anything more that's going on. You know, for the apparently from what they're saying on this video, these two men, is that she has admitted to what she has done. Okay, my delicious babies, but again, what is, there we are, this, what is everything exactly, circumstances surrounding this appalling situation. There's clearly something gone on. I cannot see that a young woman, this is just my view, Mads, babies, okay? I cannot see a young woman, any young woman actually, okay, just um, doing something uh, as serious as this for no reason. I just cannot see it. And rightfully so, what your man here said, not in that way, not in that way, of course, like I said. What he's saying is as well is that, if you find yourself in that situation, you have to look at every different angle here. If she was over here in England, she may not have, words to effect, gone down that road. But when you're in a country, you do not speak the language. That doesn't mean, yes, if you do not speak the language and you're feeling very fearful and all you want to do is get home to your family, your mummy and everything, you know what I mean? It could put a young woman, there we are, into a corner, couldn't it? Do you understand what I mean? If she's, she feels threatened in some way, or even her life is threatened in some way. So I feel that we do not quite know everything yet, my delicious babies, but apparently she has owned up to, what she's done, okay? So we're going to have to wait and see, but we do not know all the circumstances around it. So I've only heard it today, my delicious babies. I've got the rest of the video to listen to, but I just thought it would be interesting just to mention it. Now, what have I got here? The final one, Mads Lishlik Babies. So we're back to Shein again. So this upload of Mads Lishlik Babies, I think this is about nearly 2 weeks ago now, okay? So like I said, I'm not quite on the ball with you. Anyway, it's not something that I'm advertising all the time, is what I'm saying, because I'm looking at many different, there we are, other videos, okay? Happens to have 5.48 thousand subscribers. And this one is called, and like I say, with all of these, they'll just be one-offs. I will not be advertising the uploaders again, okay? Once I've done it now, there we are. I do not need to do it again, okay? But my regular ones who I listen to all the time, bless them all, okay? Well, that's a different matter, okay? I like to listen, like I say, there we are, ding, ding, dong, dong, to common sense, Interesting, intellectual conversations is where I'm at. Do you see what I mean? Not listening to crap, okay? But for some reason, all these videos drew my attention. Okay, Mads Lish Baby, so 5.48 thousand subscribers, as I've just said. Capital J, the uploader, Jenny. Okay, so it's J, I'll spell it for you, Jenny, because you can spell Jenny another way. Everybody spells Jenny different ways. Okay, Mads, little babies, space, capital U, uncovers, space, capital C, China. Okay, Mads, little babies, so the uploader is called, all spaces, Jenny, uncovers, China. Okay, Mads, little babies, now then. So I'm going to close my book in at a moment, but we need to go backwards, don't we, Mads, little babies. The video should read, I worked undercover in Shein's factory. So, from what I can see, my delicious babies, there are a few different uploaders who does another one of these back in, was it last year? Somebody had uploaded a video to do with the factories, the Shein factories. Okay, my delicious babies now. I repeat this again. I worked undercover in Shein's factory. Now that's nearly 13 minutes long, and no, it's not coding. So we need to go backwards, okay, my delicious little babies, to where we need to go back to. I did actually notice, my delicious little babies, they were showing like a massive sewing factory. And I did notice that on one of the machines, it said Jack's. Like I remember, was it months ago on one of my videos, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Do, do, do. You know what I mean, Mads? Goodbye. Anyway, let me just get to the point with all of this, okay? I never need to stumble here. What is it that I wanted to say, my delicious baby, as well? There is also a case in this little video that where some places or factories were closing. Okay, mind you, I did talk about months, weeks ago that when I seen another video of how many returns from Shein, my delicious little babies in China. Okay, my delicious little babies that ones were returning. You just seen piles and piles and piles of the Shein rubber and plastic bags, my delicious little babies can. Now, you see, I've continuously had an issue, my delicious little babies can, to do with to do with that's just one we do. Not in that way, not in that way. To do with this enslavement of the Chinese, my delicious little babies, and other countries are going through it. Bangladeshi, Pakistani, especially Pakistan, sorry, with their old dog and bones mobile phones, my delicious babies, them. I've seen plenty of videos on them as well, my delicious babies. And I have an issue with it. At what price? I mean, oh yeah, now they're saying, from what somebody said on the video when this woman was interviewing this man, was saying that there's no more little bairn labour. I call them little bairns, child. They say child. Okay, my delicious babies are saying that there's no child labour. But what about decades ago where there was child labour? Where they were up to whatever o'clock? Just like I seen another video months ago to do with this tofu. This tofu. Trying to get everybody, if anybody ate meat, to try to put them onto tofu. And how much does that woman get paid who I seen doing it? All day, $2. All day, my delicious babies, $2. I mean, what do they sell it for here? Just like clothes, just like everything. Do you know what I mean? And of course, if we also look at it, that's just came into my noddle, that just reminds me of something. If we look at the beginning, they start out cheap, don't they? So everything's cheap to buy. I mean, my daughters bought, was it a few years ago, they bought me some, fair enough. I mean, the bikini tops, they fit me lovely and, I cannot complain at that. And anyway, they bought them myself as gifts, okay? So, they actually chose very well, actually. Okay, my delicious babies, so I was very thankful and grateful. But the point is, I'm at that stage, my delicious babies, in my life. I have been for rather a long time. It's like, because there isn't really anything made in England anymore, my delicious babies, and this is nothing against any other country who very sadly has been enslaved to serve the West. Okay, my delicious babies, which is like us lot. Okay, my delicious babies. But it makes you feel guilty. Well, if you buy a top and it's from a different country, it could be India, it could be anywhere, it could be China, it could be anywhere. And I'm thinking, well, how much is, whoever's made it, well, how much have they been paid to do that? How many hours each? Anyway, they mention all this on this little video, my delicious babies. It's a lot of hours. Okay, my delicious babies, anyway. And this is like a little village, factory village. They call it a little village. I wouldn't really call it a village. I know what a village looks like, and I know what a village doesn't look like, and that's not a little village. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? But it just makes you feel guilty, doesn't it? Because I know it does with myself, because I think, well, how many hours has it taken to do that? It's like for a lot of the tomatoes in the world, marginalistic babies. I did a video on this whatever o'clock ago. You know, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it comes from China. So how long have they had to pick them tomatoes to go into the tins? Then to use an example, just like Italian, what do they call it? Italian tomatoes, marginalistic babies, where they stick the label on the label. Sorry, rewind and start again. Sorry about this. Rightfully stumbling here, where they put the label, Italian label, to say that the tomatoes are from Italy, marginalistic babies, when actually they've come from China. Right? Okay, marginalistic babies can. So you're not really. What's the point I'm making before I leave my video, marginalistic babies? You're not really getting. I mean, look at me olive oil, me Greek olive oil, marginalistic. That is another. Now it says 100% Greek olives, but is it? You know, we should all be having, whether it be clothes, whether it be food, shoes, whatever it may be, we should all have our own countries to have things from our own countries. Do you understand what I mean? But of course, they destroyed a lot of England anyway. Many decades ago, marginalistic babies, you know, used to make all sorts of things, you know, and used to have everything. I think, well, I don't think they're doing that. Dalton. They used to do all sorts of different things and, you know, make clothes, and yes. And it all got taken out so that they could enslave another poor, there we are, another poor country. So that is, there we are, my issue. But I've been guilty of it myself because I have bought clothes. And of course, if you go back decades ago, you do not really spare a thought about it. Oh, I couldn't care less. That item looks nice. We've all been there. Like I said, I'm guilty of it myself. But, you know, the mayor said now that the little bands are not, you know, it's, I don't know, it's illegal or something, okay, for them to, you know, to be there making clothes. But I mean, are they telling the truth? Because the reality is we just do not know, do we, marginalistic babies? It wasn't so many years ago, marginalistic babies, you know, they're muzzles, what ones know as masks, where there were little Indian little lads, bless them, not in that way very clearly, little lads, about 7 or 8, who were sat on a dirty floor making those blue and white muzzles, masks, that ones would know it as, and selling them in shops over in our old England, marginalistic babies, that they'd been on dirty floors. Oh, and they went into our hospitals, didn't they? Our hospitals. Didn't the marginalistic babies, you know what I mean? All in a nice, shiny plastic packet. But I'd seen videos on BitChute, I repeat again, where these poor dear young lads were sat on floors, dirty, filthy floors in India, making those muzzles. Okay, marginalistic babies, and that's so many years ago. Okay, marginalistic babies. So I just have a very different idea of how I, you know, view things, marginalistic babies, you know what I mean, and how I happen to view the world. But my heart goes out to anybody who very sadly has been enslaved like this. Okay, and that's how I'm going to leave my video, marginalistic babies, you know what I mean. Sometimes you have to look at why populations are the way that they are. Do you know what I mean? Marginalistic babies, yes. But nothing is real anymore, is it? You know, when you cannot even buy something really from your own country, made in your own country, And anyway, I'm not going to say anyone who knows myself, so I'm not even going to go down that road. But when you cannot even buy something that's made in my own country, it's well and truly enough to pay anybody off my delicious babies, you know what I mean? But at the same time, there we are, somebody else has had to suffer for us to be clothed, you know, and fed. You know what I mean? My delicious babies. It's just food for thought anyway. So, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected, and how I love you so. You're super duper wonderful, super duper delish, and I love you. Okay? And please take care of yourselves now, then. Please try to take care of others, okay? Please all stay fully protected, whoever happens to watch my video or swing by it, past it, or across it, okay? Do you remember that song? I seen a video of just before I go, 175 million views it's had. What is it? Crisscross and make you jump, jump. Aha, aha. Do you remember that one, Martin? Babies, what year was that? Anyway, so until my next video, this will probably take about 7 or 8 hours to upload now. Wherever you are, please have a super duper time. I hope that the weather's beautiful wherever you are. And if it isn't, because ours is a bit ropey today, okay, just in my part, it might be different in other parts of our old England, Martin, babies. It doesn't matter anyway. If it's good or if it's bad or if it's indifferent, doesn't matter at the moment. We're still here. Okay, my babies. So, till my next video, how I love you all. So, thank you once again for listening, for any likes, for any views. Okay, I like to just make a point of saying thank you for that. Okay, lots of love. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.